This is Darrell Knoch. We're coming to you again this evening from the Darrell Knoch Show, and we're going to talk about how do you make that first million. You know, making $1 million is something that is an obstacle, or you can look at it as an opportunity. You know, how did I make my first $1 million? You know, they always say that the first million's the hardest. Once you've made that first million, then getting to the second and the third and so on gets a little bit easier. You know, that's never easy, so to speak, but it does get easier after you've made that first threshold of that first $1 million. And so we want to talk about that. You know, how do you get to making $1 million? Well, number one, you got to provide good content. You got to make sure that you're giving value that is going to be worth $1 million. It's not just good enough to say, well, you know, that's easy. Let's, you know, figure out a way to get me to $1 million and everything's wonderful. Well, you know, you got to provide good value for somebody to pay you $1 million. So most people actually give up before they ever get there. You know, they think of, you know, I'm going to try this particular avenue, and then I'm going to go down that road. You know, $1 million, I'm going to have all these great ideas, and I'm going to get there quicker than anybody thinks. But in reality, making that first million takes a tremendous amount of persistence. You've got to stay after it. You know, you can't go down this one road and get to the point where you think, you know, maybe this just isn't the right road for me to go down, and then you change directions and you try something different, and every time you try something different you have to start all over again, and that's not how you're going to get to be making that first $1 million. It is dreaming to the point that you know here's what makes me excited. Here's the thing that is really going to make me want to keep getting up every morning and keep doing the same thing day after day, month after month, year after year. You know, the old saying is, you never start making profit until you've been in business for about 3 years. That's a good business law of life. The first 3 years, you're getting your act together, you're getting everything in place, you're making sure that you're taking care of your customers, you're making sure that you've tweaked your business model. You know, those first 3 years are really getting everything straight, getting on the right track. Still going down the same path, but you're making sure you're on the right track. So that's the first lesson, is 3 years before you start making a profit, 5 years before you really start rolling that money in, and you just got to keep doing it. You can't give up. You got to do it till you can't sleep, but you keep doing it and you do it some more. And so you got to just keep on going. You can't give up. You can't change your mind and think, well, you know, maybe I should change my profession now and do something different. You know, that's just not going to make it. That's why you've got to decide what it is that you want, and you got to keep going down that path. You got to make sure that you're providing good value for your customers, and even when the road gets so tough that you think there's just no way, I'm not going to make it through tomorrow. I don't have any money left. I'm going to run out of money before things really start turning around, and you got to get those things out of your head, and you got to say, not today. I'm going to make it one more day, and tomorrow is going to be the day that is going to change just a little bit more of my direction. Tomorrow is going to be the day that is going to give me just that one more little piece of an edge, and, you know, one more customer is going to come on board that is going to be giving me that little piece of enthusiasm that will keep me going that next week and the next month. And so persistence is one of the biggest things that people struggle with. It's because they always question themselves. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing it properly? Did I do it, you know, the way I really should have? You know, they question, and you have to, you know, certainly you want to continue to grow, but you have to be persistent in knowing, here's where I'm going, here's how I'm going to get there, and I'm not going to give up until I get there. And no matter what, You've got to be persistent. You cannot stop, and you got to keep your head up. Even when you're sweating and the sweat's hitting the ground, you just keep on going, and you know you're going to make it. Now, every week we're going to bring you some more content, and it's going to be a lot of great business from my 35 years of business experience. You know, don't forget, I've taken 5 totally different companies, national and international, and we want to make sure that you get all of that great business experience along the way. And you know, we're going to talk about a variety of great things in the business, but we're also going to talk about your mindset as well. So keep tuning in. Don't forget, comment, subscribe, let us know what your thoughts are. Keep us on the right track for you, and we'll keep giving you great information so that you can keep growing, and we're going to make you the best business person there is. Thanks again.
Brought to you by True Wealth University.